Hey guys. Okay, I got a dream for you. I just woke up from it, so it's brilliant. It's beautiful. Wait till you have it. Wait till you hear it. Sorry. Okay, so I'm in a motorcycle. I got a motorcycle helmet on, biker jacket, jeans, biker boots. I'm riding this motorcycle, and I'm riding it through the country, and everything's nice. And all of a sudden, I start having problems with it, right? As I'm driving it, and I'm driving it, and all of a sudden, I step out of it. I'm going down the road, having a good time, and all of a sudden, I step out, and I see myself right in front of myself. It's like I'm the passenger in the back. You know how you have a person on the back of the bike? Well, I'm the person on the back of the bike, and I'm seeing myself driving it. Then I go back into it, and all of a sudden I'm the passenger again, and I'm hanging on to myself, and I'm hanging on. All of a sudden, I go back into myself. I'm driving it, and then as I'm driving on the road, there's a guy doing construction, and I go to pass slowly. I'm really slow, and my handlebar hits a thingy, a construction thing, and it starts to wobble. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do in the dream. I just sort of like freak out and let it go. I'm like, oh fuck it, let it go. And the motorcycle goes on, and I'm sitting on my butt on the road, and then it goes falls over. Then I get up, and I look at the construction guy, and my bike is not where it fell over down the road. It's in a hole, in the construction hole, and I can't get it out. It's too heavy, and I'm like, oh, I'll leave it. And I then, in the dream, these two guys come walking over towards me. And one guy has a pair of shorts on and a t-shirt, or a shirt with a neck thing, and he's like a nerd guy, like an office guy, and he's looking, and he asks me, he goes, "You alright?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I go, "Oh, I gotta get that out of the hole." And he goes, "Yeah, that's down there pretty deep in this hole, a construction hole." And he goes, "Hey, I want to show you something. Come here." And I go, "Okay." And we walk over, we cross over to the side street that I was on, because this is at a corner where it had an intersection. And this is at an intersection. And he takes me down this road, and I look at this road, I'm standing next to him, and he goes, "What happened to the court?" And I go, "Wow." And it's a basketball. There's basketball hoops, but the court is gone, and it's turned into a thing for skateboards. And it's like this, you know how the kids have those skateboard things where they go real fast and they flip. Anyway, he's one of those, and he goes, "What happened to the court?" And I go, "I don't know." And behind the court, there's a big hole, and over here, there's nothing. All down the coast, it's ripped and dead. And coast, and I say coast because there's an ocean underneath the court. There's a court, it ends, a basketball court, it ends, and there's waves smashing. And I go, "I don't know, but I think the court used to belong to the school that fell into the ocean." And he goes, "Holy shit." And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "It's all falling into the ocean." And I go, "Yep, looks like it." And we're standing there looking, and we're thinking, well, pretty soon, if the waves keep hitting like this, we're going to fall in the ocean, right? And I'm like, "That's weird, eh?" And I go, how come no one's doing anything? Like, the school fell into the ocean, and the basketball court fell into the ocean. And why is that? I'm like, he's going, "I don't know." and there's houses. It's like I'm in suburbia, and there's houses, and they're slowly falling into the ocean. And I look down the coast, and all these things are falling into the ocean. And I'm like, why is everything falling in the ocean? No one's doing anything. And he goes, I don't know. He ain't too bright, this guy that's talking to me. He ain't giving me the fucking lecture or anything. He's just like, oh no. And he goes, oh, the court's gone. And I'm like, he goes, why is the court gone? The basketball court. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Anyway, that ocean's taking it. I go, no one's fixing it. I'm getting the hell out of here before we get swallowed up by the ocean. And he goes, oh yeah, maybe we should get out of here. And I'm like, okay. And something like that, we said. And then I woke up, and I'm standing right beside there. Nothing's changed in my vision. I'm awake now in my head. I'm awake, laying on my bed, watching it. And I'm still standing there at this tennis court, looking at the ocean. And I go, I asked Jesus about this. I go, hey, Jesus. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, I go, I'm standing on a tennis court that's now a skateboard park. I was driving my motorcycle down the road, and I fell off, and I let the motorcycle go, and around me is the ocean, and it's eating away. The ocean is eating away at the land, and the tennis court, and the school fell in the ocean. I go, how come no one's fixing it? And he goes, he starts crying, right? He's crying. He goes, that's beautiful. He goes, keep asking questions, brother. Keep asking questions. I'm going, well, I am asking questions. I want an answer. And he goes, you tell me. And he goes, I go, well, I was on my bike, and I was then a passenger, and then I went inside myself. I told him the dream, basically. He's bawling his eyes out. He's going, keep asking questions, keep asking questions. And I go, and all of a sudden I fell off. The bike was in the hole, but it wasn't supposed to be there. And then I walked over to the tennis court. Some other guy, I walked over to this other guy, and he wanted to know where the tennis court was, but it was turned into a skateboard ramp. And the school that it was attached to was falling into the ocean. And all this stuff is falling into the ocean. I go, what does this all mean? He goes, you don't get it? And I'm like, no. I go, I had a dream like this a while ago, not too long ago, about the Arctic. He goes, well, what did you dream? And I go, well, when I was a kid, I wanted to go to the Arctic. And in this dream, I was on the road in suburbia land, and I was going to the Arctic, like Queen Charlotte Island. And he goes, okay. And I go, well, on the road, the road was broken in half, like an earthquake happened, and the road ended, and it was all cracked, and the houses were falling into the ocean, and the road fell into the ocean. And it was the ocean. The road ended, and I couldn't go any further. And he goes, and he's still fucking bawling his eyes out. He's crying. He's going, that's beautiful, isn't it? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, about the bike. He goes, you fell off the bike. And he goes, yeah. He goes, what time did you stop dreaming about the bike, being a biker? And I go, I don't know, a while ago. He goes, you were 30 years old when you quit. He goes, you were 30 years old when you quit dreaming about owning a motorbike. I go, yeah, that seems about right. And he goes, you quit dreaming about a motorbike. And I go, yeah. And he goes, that road ended. You quit dreaming about it. And he goes, what happened to you in this dream? I go, the road ended. And I let it go. And he goes, it fell in the hole, in the ocean and everything. And he goes, exactly. He goes, your dream ended. This is what happens when dreams end in the illusion. And I'm like, holy fuck. And all of a sudden I got it, right? And he goes, yeah, you get it now, right? And I'm like, yep, I get it. And then I go, well, what was the other guy there for? Was he like spiritually teaching me? And he goes, He goes, I don't know, but I'm thinking he was dreaming too. And I go, what do you mean? I was dreaming as he was dreaming, and we were talking to each other. He goes, yeah, why not? He goes, what was his problem? He goes, and I said, his basketball court turned into a skateboard. And he goes, okay, his dream, he wanted to play basketball. But what was he in the dream? And I go, he was a suit and tie guy, office worker. And he goes, yep. And he goes, he pursued that dream instead of becoming a fucking, he goes, he pursued that dream instead of pursuing his basketball star dream or being a basketball player. Because when he was a kid, he wanted to be a basketball player. And I'm going, holy shit. And he goes, yep. And he goes, your dream and his dream ended. And I said, wow. And now you're both remembering the dream, and you're being shown where you ended that dream in the illusion on Earth. He goes, if you would have continued, he goes, you can continue to start dreaming right now again, and it'll continue on, but not until you start dreaming about it again. I'm like, holy shit. And he goes, I go, what about the guy in the hole who was doing the construction on the hole, because there was a hole where I hit my bike, and I let it go. And he goes, that guy, he was mending his dream. Basically, he's mending the dream in his reality, in the illusion. So in his day-to-day life, whatever he was dreaming about, he can't dream it because he's going to mend something. Okay? He's mending the dream. So whatever it was that stopped him from dreaming about that, he's mending it. He could have a broken leg. He wanted to be a runner. He can't run anymore. He broke his legs. Who knows? But he's mending that dream. And I'm like, holy shit. And I ran into him. He goes, yep, man, that's where your dream ended. And I'm like, wow. And I never got into that part. That's too much to get into. And then I go, so basically, basically, I'm dreaming of what I dreamed in a dream. And he goes, you got it. He goes, cool, isn't it? He goes, I love this stuff when people wake up to the reality and the spirit world and all this stuff. And I'm like, holy shit. And I figure, I go, did I get that right? I'm like, did I get that right? I go, so basically I'm dreaming of me dreaming and giving up on my dream to ride a bike. And I did. When I was 30 years old, or whatever, I quit dreaming about it. It was too expensive and all this shit, and too much money. My life wasn't, and so I gave up on that path. I never pursued it. I wanted to be a photographer, and I put all my money towards that instead of houses, cars, and girls, and beer, and everything else. I started pursuing photography and other things, and gave up on the bike, right? He goes, yeah, you gave up on it. And he goes, there's a lot more to dreaming than just thinking about buying a bike. You gotta dream about it. And he goes, your spirit dreams about it, your soul dreams about it, and your soul dreams about it, and your ego dreams about it, brings it into reality. You quit it. You quit all that. You quit that destiny. You stop thinking about it. You stop wanting it. And you're dreaming about the end of that. I'm like, holy shit. And he goes, yep. And he goes, it happens to everybody. And it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not good, but you get to see it. And I'm like, wow. And he goes, for some reason you need to know this. And I'm like, so my dream to the Arctic ended, and the whole countryside fell into the fucking ocean. And he goes, yeah, pretty much. It's like, he goes, for some reason, he goes, you wanted to go to the Arctic, and you gave up on it. So you were on the path of the Arctic, and that path abruptly ended. The whole road was gone. I go, yeah, in the dream. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, he just gave up on it. He said, fuck it, I'm going somewhere else. And I go, how about the guy at the basketball court? And he goes, well, he wanted to be a basketball player. And I go, what about the road, the crossroads? And he goes, crossroads? And I go, the guy was on a crossroad where we met. And he goes, well, his dream and your dream cross paths in this dream. And I'm like, holy shit. And I go, I was talking to somebody in the body who's having the same kind of dream I was, and we're trying to figure out why all this happened. He goes, well, the same with the guy in the construction hole that knocked you off your bike. He goes, you were dreaming that too. I'm like, holy fuck. And it was really real, guys. It was vivid. Like the buttons on the bike, the grips, the air, the smell, the feel of the leather, all of it was real. Like, if I would have stayed there, the only thing that caught me in the dream that gave me question that something's not right was the guy was kind of spaced out. He was like, oh, yeah. And one minute he was really coherent, the next minute he was like off in La La Land. That kind of gave me, either he was on some kind of weird drug or he was nuts or something. That gave me question. That's what caught me until I woke up. And I'm still there, and I'm talking to Jesus, but I'm consciously awake. And I do that all the time. And I'm standing in the dream, wide awake. Is it a dream? You're unconscious, you're dreaming of it. You're unconscious in your mind, but you're dreaming, so you call it a dream. But you wake up in your mind, and you're still there, looking at it. And then you go, and then you think of coffee, pissed, do I gotta do that? Well, how about the dream? Well, let's talk to Jesus, right? So you lay there, and you're talking to Jesus about the dream, and he's giving you answers. That's what I do. So, okay, well, keep bringing your inner light, your soul to your head. Become one within yourself. There'll be no division. So, anyway, pretty cool dream. I just thought I'd give you that aspect and how his Christ really freaked me out. Because the more I asked questions, the more he started crying. Like, he thought it was beautiful, but I was confused in the dream about the bike ending, about me falling off the bike and letting it go. And he goes, yep. He goes, you let go of the dream. You let the bike go. And what happened? The land was falling into the ocean. I go, what's the ocean mean? And he goes, oh, the ocean. I never got to that. I had to go to the bathroom, coffee. And he goes, but the ocean, I feel, like he never said this, but I feel that the ocean is the illusion. You dream in the illusion. Okay? You make trains in the illusion. The ocean is the illusion. You create an illusion. For some reason, I interpret the ocean in that dream as the illusion. But you make stuff out of the illusion. And when you're dreaming, you're creating this bike on a beautiful day, birds, butterflies, everything is so real. And all of a sudden it stops because you gave up on the dream and you're looking at the ocean. The dream ends, and there's the ocean. The ocean is the illusion. The illusion, you create an illusion. Now, if I would have kept on dreaming about that bike, like most people do, want a cool bike, a bike to ride around the streets on, they got this bike, and they go buy it. They dream about it, they dream about it, they dream about how much I love it, I want it, I want it, I want it, I love it, I love it. They work their ass off. I am not willing to do that. They work their ass off at Chrysler's, fucking have a wife and house and kids, but they still dream about it, dream about it, dream about it. Boom! They got it, man. They got it. And they're the happiest guys in the world. And I'm happy for them. But I gave up on that. My dream ended. Theirs didn't, right? Then, they're doing the same thing I'm doing. In the illusion. With the ocean. But theirs kept going. Mine ended. They went and bought the bike. I didn't. That's the only thing that's different. They bought it, I didn't. I stopped dreaming about buying it. Because I had a dream about other things, I guess. This camera, stuff like this. My big dream, living the dream. You know how everybody says, living the dream, living the dream. You dream about it, create it in the illusion. You dream about it, you create an illusion. Then it comes here in reality. For some reason, I don't have too many fucking manifested material dreams. But I'm learning a lot. Spiritual stuff. That's my gift, I guess. Anyway, that's why I'm making these videos. To tell you guys exactly what I experienced. And I'm doing it because it's real. I mean, it's real. You dream about a new computer, your buddy buys you one. You dream about a new camera, your buddy gets you one. Or you get it cheaper. But either way, you still get one. You dream about it, you dream about it. That's how it works. Then it manifests here. And I said to Craig, I go, well, I got to start dreaming about that 649 lottery, right? And he goes, I would. He goes, don't stop dreaming about the stuff you can do. You're creating it. I go, well, I'm 50 years old. I'm going to be in a wheelchair pretty soon. He goes, oh, hell, you ain't started. He goes, keep dreaming about winning the lottery. I'm like, all right. So, anyway, I'm going to keep dreaming about getting a lot of money, going out with all you guys, having a good time looking for UFOs and Bigfoot. That's all I want to do. And, you know, I guess it's the whole society thing where people say you got to work 24 hours a day and do all this shit. But when you're like me, you've been there, done that. I'm not talking 24 lifetimes of this shit. You're sick of the illusion. You're sick of the game. You're sick of the Illuminati and the control mechanism on the earth. You're sick of it. You just want to do your own thing. You know it. You know it. So why do you want to work 24 hours a day? Slaving your fucking heart, mind, and consciousness. I'm ready to die. I dreamt I'm ready to die anytime. I'm ready to go. I can go anytime. Not by the will of God, but I've fucking done it. I'm done with the earth. It's just a fucking box of bullshit where you gotta live. When you've been through it so many fucking times, you know everything. I mean, no. Not here. When you know it here, your spirit don't want to be here. Because it's sick of it. So I can go anytime. I've dreamt it. Christ asked me, do you want to die? I'll take you right now. He said that many times. I'm like, no. My heart agrees. Mom agrees. All in agreement before you can go. I'm like, no, I don't want to die. I got shit to do. I want to do things. I have no fucking money, so let's win the lottery. Anyway, I don't know how it all. I can't describe it all in 5 minutes. But pretty cool dream. Later, guys.